So it's very cold outside, and I know people are getting dumped on with snow, and it's just like time to stay inside and have something cozy to eat. And I decided I'm just gonna make some beans. And I've already done a bean video, but I'm gonna do another one because I love beans, and you can make beans a lot of different ways. Let's make some Italian style cranberry beans. I'm making a whole pound of cranberry beans, and they have been soaking. For my soaking method, check out my profile because I do soak them in salt water. I love cranberry beans because they get really nice and big, and they're creamy, and they're super good in soups and stews. The thing that's gonna make it an Italian style are spices. And there's two things about me that you know if you've been following me. Number one, I wear onion goggles to chop onions. Number two, I use a lot of different spices. I think spices are just a great way to add interest to your food without adding calories, and it's all about finding interest around here. And I have this mortar and pestle, and if you don't have this, you can just use a spice grinder or an old coffee grinder that's cleaned out and grind it all together. Or you don't have to grind it at all. You can just put it all in the pot, and it'll be just fine because beans do stew a long time, and the flavor is gonna come out no matter what you do to it. So I have some fennel seed. Fennel seed is the spice you taste when you eat Italian sausage. So Italian sausage seasoning. I'm gonna do 2 teaspoons of fennel seed because I have a whole pound of beans. Then I'm going to do some rosemary, which I don't know, this is all I have left in the dried category, and it's cold outside, I don't feel like going to get any, so I'm just putting that in there. I think that's probably about a teaspoon of dried rosemary. And here I have some oregano, and you don't really have to measure, but just for your sake, I'll put like a teaspoon of oregano in. Oregano adds a nice woody, warm flavor. And then I'm gonna put in a little bit of coriander powder. It's kind of got a fresh, kind of almost a lemony quality to it. And I'm just gonna add maybe like a third of a teaspoon, and that's gonna make it like a layer of flavor. I'm gonna do some allspice, and the allspice, is super powerful, so like just a pinch. This is a teaspoon, so I'm gonna do like a quarter of a teaspoon of allspice, and I will put a teaspoon of black pepper in. I don't need salt because of the way I prep my beans. So I'm just gonna give these a little grind with my hand, and this is a nice pile of spices. It really, really is. Let's see. Oh, there are all the spices, and it's a lot, but it's gonna be a big pot of beans. And they just smell so good. I just can't wait for this aroma to fill my house. And I just decided I have some dried bay leaves. I have a bay laurel tree, so I dried these out, and I'm gonna put these in as well. I'm gonna put like 2 dried bay leaves in. I don't need to grind them up because I'll fish them out when the beans are done. And then I'm just gonna use onions and garlic. So beans, water, onions, garlic, and these spices. And we're gonna go to the stove. Okay, I have my big, deep pot on the stove here on medium heat. And I'm gonna start with 1 tablespoon of olive oil for this whole pot. I do wanna add a little sumptuousness to the beans. And here I have the onion that I chopped and just some garlic cloves. And I'll just put them in the pot. And here I have a little salt. I don't need a lot of salt for these beans because they are soaked in salt water, but I do think that onions that are sauteing in oil benefit from a little bit of salt. It makes them soften nicely, and it draws the water out. And if you happen to be wondering, what kind of beans I use, I love to use Rancho Gordo beans. I get these online, and this is their Borlotti bean, and they have all kinds of beans, and I recommend. They are the best beans in the world by all accounts, by all measures. So find yourself some Rancho Gordo beans online. Not sponsored, but I just love them. Okay, these onions are cooked enough for me. That garlic starting to smell. And I'm just gonna put in all these spices. And I do like to open the spices up this way rather than just putting them in water. There it is. There's that smell hitting me. Oh my goodness, that smells really good. Then I have my beans, which are going in. And then I'm just gonna cover this with water. And while that looks like it might be enough water, you need more than that because these beans cook a long time. So like double that amount of water. And I'm gonna bring this to a boil. Okay, the beans are awake. And I just let them boil for a couple of minutes. Now I'm gonna turn them down to the lowest setting that I have here. And I'm gonna give them a partial cover with my beautiful lid. And I'm just gonna let them be like this for as long as it takes for the beans to cook. And my house literally smells like a pizza parlor. All of those herbs make it smell like I'm making pizza in here. It's crazy good. And now I'm just gonna walk away from this and go on about my day and let them chill out in there. It's great. I don't have to tend it very much at all. I'm gonna check it in like an hour. I put plenty of water in and the beans just need time. It's been a long time. Oh my goodness. Yes. All that water, very necessary. Look at that gorgeous bean broth. Oh, and it smells really good. I am just gonna taste for seasoning. Look at that pretty little plump bean. Mmm. Oh my gosh, that is one flavorful bean. It doesn't need any seasonings. Yeah, wow, I love this. I love it so much. Okay, took my shower. Day's over. Beans done. Mmm. They're so silky. They're so full of flavor. They're kind of big and plump and pretty looking. They are creamy in the middle. This is protein and fiber in a bowl, and it is heaven. Here's the thing. I think I might want to do something else with these beans. Like all of a sudden I decided I might want to put them in a soup. I mean, they're perfect by themselves. They are. And so I think I'll make this video for just the beans by themselves, which are fantastic. But then I think I'm gonna make another video showing you what I think I'm still gonna do with these guys. Because I think there has to be a part 2 for these. That's what I think.